Hey, Raider Nation, it's Joseph for Zanny62. So, with the rest of you, I just saw the Raiders lose to the Buffalo Bills 30-23. The press conference is on. Looking through that press conference, listen to John Gruden, what he had to say. And what can he say? He's trying to emphasize the positives, talking how great, you know, Derek Carr is, and, that they put effort, and he's proud of the team for putting effort. That's great, but we're not winning. We're 2-2. We came out fighting and looking good, scoring 31 points in the first game, 34 points too. I mean, now we're dealing with teams that are playing a lot better than us. They had the same amount of preparation. You can't blame the COVID-19 situation because that's what he's doing. There's a lot of turnover everywhere in the NFL. The CBS crew was touting him as being a creative genius in terms of play calling. I didn't see that. I think there's a lack of creativity. There's some spots and there's some pockets where you utilize Renfro in a creative way, but other than that, I don't see any creative play calling. What I call creative play calling is that one play that happened earlier today with the Cleveland Browns when they did a toss off to Landry. He stopped and threw an 80-yard touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr. I think it was 80 yards. I could be mistaken, but yeah, probably am mistaken. But I mean, that's a creative play. You need to see more of those stunts being performed uh, on the creative side of the offense for the Raiders, and you have the possibilities of doing that with what you have in your stable, and you're not doing that. It's just you need to catch them off guard, and you don't have the Raiders doing that. You know, the one thing that initially was told and said that the Raiders had to keep the ball away from the Buffalo Bills, and you're not going to do that by fumbling. There was too many fumbles. There was too many mistakes. And our secondary, don't even get me started on that, is horrendous. You know, John said that he liked what was happening in the defense, and especially that he put Paul Gunther up in the booth so he gets an overview of the entire field and what his players are doing. I didn't see that help out at all. He claimed it did, but from my perspective, if we're losing, it's not helping out. Bottom line. And so the onus is on Paul Gunther moving forward. Either Coach Gruden is not going to fire himself, right? We know he's running the show. So moving forward, I got to say time is ticking on Paul Gunther because I'm not pleased with what he's doing. There's turnovers all over the NFL. You have people hurt everywhere, but every team seems to adapt and able to pull up their bootstraps and get things going, and I don't see that. Why haven't we signed Earl Thomas? Why haven't we signed other defensive players that are out there? I know we signed Breland Speaks. He was cut earlier by the Chiefs, and I don't know. He was in the practice squad. I don't know. He's trying to get adapted to the schemes by the Raiders, but I suspect that he'll be called active. He'll be an active roster player next week when we play the Chiefs, and that leads me up to the Chiefs next week. If we play like this, the way we play with Buffalo, the Chiefs are just going to decimate us. And we're in the mercy of Andy Reid and see how bad he wants to smack us. Because if we keep playing like this, next week we're going to be 2-3. You keep playing like this, those wild card playoff hopes may be out the door. I mean, you got to do something quick. Enough with the excuses. Enough with living on your hype of 1998 or your hype of winning the Super Bowl in 2002. This is 2020. Get your act together. Start winning. Make the hard changes. If you need to fire somebody, then fire them. But enough is enough. Come on. 2-2. We had this opportunity to at the very least be 3-1. Right? 2-2. This is a downward spiral. You need to get it fixed because you didn't seem too angry in your press conference about losing. And so that worries me. Again, a lot of people say you have a 10-year guaranteed contract, so what do you care? But obviously, as somebody who has that creative edge, or that competitive edge, I should say, you should care, and I'm sure you do. So let's make the hard changes if we need to make them, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we preview, or I preview anything coming up for the coming Chiefs game next week. But keep it here on Zenny62, and don't forget to like and subscribe.